Thanks for stopping by my channel. So today's video, we're going to be doing a book haul. It's been a really long time since I've done a book haul. I have been trying to cut back on buying so many, especially coloring books. Over the past few months, I've donated a lot of books and I've given some away to some of my friends. And so I'm not going to assign any sort of, usually I'll do book haul for August 2024 or something like that. This is just like a general book haul that I've gotten maybe over the past few months or so, and I thought you guys might be interested in it. Most of it's coloring books, but then I also have some vintage books and magazines that I've picked up for the purpose of doing scrapbooking or some collages. So I'll start off with the coloring books first, and then I'll save the vintage stuff for last. I'll put timestamps down below too. So not a super big haul today, especially regarding coloring books, but I've got a few notables I think that you guys would like to check out with me. So first off is this Fairy Tales. Let me get down a little bit further. Fairy Tales and Folklore. Many of you guys know this is a reprint of Emily Oberg's Sager Oker. I really don't know how to pronounce it because it's in Swedish, but everyone in the coloring book community, if you've been in the coloring book community for quite some time in the last few years or so, everyone's been dying to get that book, to get it reprinted, to get a PDF version, something, but finally we got it, thanks in part to Claire over from Color with Claire. She started a petition and she got this book published again. And it also has, I'm sure you guys have seen this already, flip throughs and everything because everyone's so excited about it. But the paper is really nice and thick. I'm really excited to be able to have this in a physical book form finally, because I started coloring, I want to say probably soon after the second printing of this probably came out. I think it was reprinted for a second time, like a second edition came out, and then after that, it was never published again. She does have one book that came out before this in a soft cover that is still widely available. So if you are a fan of this artwork, I think she has mentioned that she would like to try and do another book, like a follow-up book to this, which is really great. So this one is, like I said, it's a reprint, but it also has 10 additional images, new images in it as well. I'm not going to flip through the entire book, but this one page I have clipped. I'm admin for a Facebook group called The Coloring Divas. If you want to join, I will have that in the description box. I always have it down there, I think. Yeah, so I'm posting a color along on this page in particular because I did see a lot of us in the group posting that we just received the book. I think it was released a little bit earlier than was expected, so at least in the US. One of the girls in the group actually, that she's participating in it, is making a kind of like a Beetlejuice themed page out of this, which I thought was a really great idea because these do kind of look like the sandworms. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how everybody interprets this page. I'm not quite sure what direction I'm going to go in. When did I give us till the end of the month? Probably, I think October 5th. Is the end, but I probably extend it because I know myself I probably won't be able to finish in time. So if you want to join and along with the color along, even if you don't want to join the group, you want to color it with me, you could always email me your end results if you want. So very excited to get this. This has been published by Better Days Books. This wasn't the original publisher. I think that was Gibbs Smith, the US publisher. But I am very excited to be able to have this in my coloring book collection. Okay, so next up I have this one called Enchanted Creatures. This one just came out recently. It's a Zen Doodle coloring book and it's by Latia Ayer, and she sent this one to me for review, and I did do a flip through of this one. I would like to get some coloring done in this one. The paper on this one is also very nice and thick. A lot of intricate details you can get into. I'm not the biggest fan of doing really intricate things. You could always do like one whole swath of color here. You don't necessarily have to do each individual little feather if you don't want to. It's up to you. So like I said, I do have a flip through of this one, so I'm not gonna spend too much time flipping through it. Just kind of give you an idea if you'd like to get it for yourself. Very pretty book, and she does hand draw all of these. I follow her over on Instagram, so I'll put her Instagram info in the description box as well. And the next one I have to show you is this one called Peaceful Moments. This is by Hannah Nguyen. She's another artist I follow over on Instagram, so I'll make sure I put her info down below as well. I have a flip through on this one, I think. Yeah, I do have a flip through on this one, so I'll put that in a card. This one I just thought was really cute. It's kind of along the lines of the trend of the little bit more simple, bold coloring style that's kind of popular now. It's got a lot of cats. If you follow me, you might know I'm a pretty big fan of a cat aesthetic going on a lot of times. This one's really cute. I think that's a dog though, it's not a cat. Oh, there's a cat. But this is really cute. These are also hand drawn, so. And this is, oh, I didn't mention the paper. This is on Amazon printed paper. So, all right, next up, this one is called Drawing the Timeline, a historical fiction coloring book. This one is really cool. I've been waiting for this one to come out for a long time. It's by an artist called Sugar Sweet. He has a YouTube channel, and I think he's really popular on Facebook. He has a really big following over there, so I'll tag all of that info as well. I was really excited for this to come out because he does a lot of coloring books featuring cats, and he decided to do kind of like a historical fiction on a lot of different pencil manufacturers and made a little timeline history. In 1761, starting off, we have Caspar Faber creating the first and therefore oldest manufacturers of art materials. Germany's Faber-Castell continues to lead the charge in some of the best colored pencils that can still be purchased today. So it's a little history on specific brands of pencils, colored pencils. If you're a colored pencil nerd like me, you might love this too, not even just for coloring, just for the information aspect to it. So it runs the gamut from the 1700s to the 1800s, all the way through till recent times. We have 2018, 2019 with Color pencil. And then we have Sally Robertson. She is the creator of the Grisaille pencils, which I really love a lot too. It's 2024, the little blurb about the artist himself. Yeah, so I thought it was a really clever idea to weave that a little colored pencil history into his cat themes. So that one is also self-published on Amazon printed paper. I'm trying to remember to let you know about the paper because I always get comments, what's the paper like? So I try to remember. This one, I meant to do a flip through on this one and I just didn't get around to it. This one is called Autumn Coloring. My friend Norma Jean Color With Me just did a flip through on this, so I'll put that in a card for you guys if you want to see a full flip through of this. But I thought this was really cute. I had this on pre-order for a few months, actually, waiting for it to come out. And I think I did post it over on my community tab. I love autumn. I love fall. I love Halloween. So I thought this would be a nice one. The paper is pretty thick. The only unfortunate thing is it is double-sided, so you can't really use markers on it unless you're willing to sacrifice the page behind it. I guess you could always scan the page and print it out too, but then I think it kind of loses the novelty of it being in this little house. But I did find the book that came out previous to this that was a Christmas themed one. And I'm still kind of contemplating on whether I should get it because they do sell it on, I think it might be, it's not really available on Amazon anymore, but I found it on Book Outlet for $4.99, which is a really great price, but you have to spend $30 on Book Outlet in order to get free shipping. You know, I'm all about the free shipping, so I can't really find too many things that I wanted to get up to $30 that I thought wasn't just for just in order to get the free shipping. I'm like I said, I'm trying to really think about if I really need a particular book or not, if I'm going to use it, or is it just going to end up in the donation pile in a few months or years or something like that. So I'm still on the fence whether I should get the Christmas one or not. I do want to try and color something, and maybe this would be cute for Halloween. So actually, we kind of did end up flipping through basically the whole book. So yeah, so really cute. I really would like to see, that would be really cool if they do one for each season. I would be down for that for sure. Okay, so this is the last coloring book I have to show you guys. This one is called Shooting Star by Maria Trolle. This is the English version. I usually buy the Swedish versions of these, or if I get really lucky, I might try and buy the Dutch version. The Dutch versions are the best in my opinion. I think that publisher is called Muse, M-U-S. They make really nice paper, and the quality is I think the best out of the three. If I had to choose between the three, I think the Swedish versions will be a lighter color. It's not this cream color, it's white. I think the paper is actually white. And I do think these images are really nice and cute and everything, but I don't know. Just maybe where I'm at right now in my coloring journey, we'll say, I just wasn't super excited for this one, and I was actually even kind of contemplating returning it, but I didn't, just for my full set syndrome that I have, that I need the full set of everything. She does have another one. I don't know if it's out or it's almost out. Maybe it's coming out in October or the end of September, but you can get it on iMusic, the newest book to come out, if you're too impatient to wait for the English version. It usually comes out about a year later. I don't have a flip through on this one, but if you'd like one, let me know. All right, so now let's get into my vintage pile of books that I've picked up. Let's start off, I'll show you these books first, just because there's only 3 of them. I have gotten one of these, my Bookhouse books, in the past, and I have used it for scrapbooking. These are children's books from like the 1920s, probably. And I find them on Amazon sometimes, you know, the marketplace books, or I look for them on second sale websites and stuff like this. Sometimes they're like super expensive just because they're so old, I guess. But every once in a while, I'll come across 1 or 2 or 3, in this case, that they're not very expensive. Like they're less than $10, or maybe even cheaper than that. I don't remember exactly the prices I paid for this, but they weren't expensive at all considering they're so old. But I like to use these for inspo, for collaging, and I will like to cut some of the little, there's some shorter stories, there's some long stories in here, but then there's little poems like this one. I'll like to cut the little poem out and attach that to my collage I'm working on. So that's this one, Through the Gate. This one was from, it says copyright 1920, and then this is the 32nd printing, 1948. And I was also kind of thinking about, you know, I probably will never do it, but I was thinking these would make really, you ever see how they make purses out of books? I thought these would make, if I was ever so inclined to, or motivated to actually do it, I thought these would make really nice shells for a purse. So I'll just show you the next one, really quick one. This is another really old one, Through the Fairy Halls. And I think this one's a little bit newer than that one. These are a lot of, this one I think from 1960. And I just really like the vintage feel of them, the fairy tale vibes of them. So yeah, it's pretty much more the same of the first one. So if you're interested in trying to find some for yourself, like this one says it came from Thrift Books, look for My Book House or this author. Oh, this is somebody's grandma and grandpa gave it to them in Christmas 1988. You can look up this person, Olive Miller. And this was really, this one also came from Thrift Books, but I ordered it from Amazon. This one is definitely like a newer version. Because when I opened it, I was like, oh my goodness, the spine hasn't even been cracked or anything. This is like never opened, brand new. It says from, it was published, this one, I guess 1971. That's like the latest one, I think. But this is a little bit different in vibes since it's a little bit newer. I do prefer the more vintagey, yellowed paged versions, the older versions. But yeah, just some interesting stories maybe I've never read before, heard of before. So this is volume number 7, and this is volume got number 6 and number 4, and I have an older one too somewhere. I just don't know where I have it right at the moment, but if you look in one of my older book hauls, you probably have seen it. Let's move on to these magazines. I was thinking I might do separate videos going through each one of these because I was looking through this first one and I found it really interesting. I got these from eBay, this whole little bundle of magazines. They're all mostly from the mid to late 1940s, and I've never heard of this magazine before. It's called Coronet Magazine. This one is the 1946 Coronet Calendar and Almanac in 12 pages of sparkling full color. They're definitely very delicate, falling apart. I was kind of thinking I would like to scan some of these articles and stories so I can read them later, because I actually was looking through some of these and I found them quite interesting. Like, I'd like to read them, but since they're so delicate and crumbly and they kind of smell very musty, so it makes it a little bit unpleasant. But I thought it was really good stuff for collaging. Like, you have some nice colored photos of these girls in the calendar. The parent company of these magazines is Esquire magazine. So I think it was started like maybe in the 1920s or 1930s. And I don't know when they finally stopped making them. I think the latest one that I got from this haul of stuff was July 1959. But I think they might have gone on through the 1970s. If you've heard of these magazines, let me know. If you remember these, like I said, I've never heard of them before, but Coronet makes me think of the paper towels. Definitely giving me grandpa vibes. These are making me think about my grandfather. He always would read these kind of magazines, and he would have like stacks and stacks of National Geographics all over the place. They kind of actually smell a little bit like my grandpa's house. But yeah, so I thought it was nice for nostalgia reasons. I love this one that says how to get a husband for girls only. So let me know if you'd like me to go through and like page by page and like maybe read some of these little shorter stories or something like that. I thought it would be fun and interesting to kind of like a time travel back to the 1940s, because there's like political stuff in here, fashion, there's all kinds of stuff. It's very eclectic type of a magazine. I would really love to see something like that. Nowadays, everything is so specific. And a lot of media, well, there's not even really too many magazines around anyway. But yeah, so let me know if you'd like to get a closer look at these Coronet magazines. I'd love to read some of them and go through them with you guys. All right, so I'll make sure I leave you guys all the info I can down below in the description box. I don't know when I'll be doing any more book hauls, but maybe next year. I'm really trying my best not to overbuy too many books. So I hope you guys all have a really great rest of your day. Happy coloring, happy scrapbooking, happy whatever makes you happy. And I'll see you next time.